Hi, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm good. It's here. I've got my coffee. I got my shirt that I slept in. I've
Oh,
got a
I
nice little
definitely
blanket.
didn't do that.
We're ready.
It's an early morning interview for us
Yes.
because we have a guest with us from the other side of the world recording live, and you're not experiencing it live, so I don't know why I'm bothering to say that. Folks, with us today, we are very excited. Alexis Friggin Lee. Alexis, welcome to the show. Welcome to Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
That is a very long intro for Kaia, man. Like, I
yeah.
feel like I need to add like 100 different names
I
before my
support this.
introduction.
I think you should.
Yeah.
I have no idea what else to say. Like, you've taken all the good words.
Well, she's the witch, so she kind of builds off that. So you have to think like, okay, what's my thing, and what do I want to build upon?
Okay, I guess I'm the skeleton of Singapore. Ta-da!
There we go.
So now we have Alexis Friggin Lee, the skeleton of Singapore.
There we go.
Just the skeleton.
Moving.
I'm just
Get like
Halloween
two more.
365, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I
That's fair.
started out with like
I
what
need
was
more
I,
words, man.
And you're a skeleton with a championship belt you held up there for a second that you've had 6 years. CWE Vixens Championship.
I really think it's from 2018. But
Yeah.
it could have been 2019. I can't be sure. You know, COVID took so many things out of us.
Oh, time is
Time,
yeah, bogus. Yeah. But that's
yeah, time doesn't exist anymore now.
No.
but 2,200 days or so, yeah, it's just really, and you've had that belt, and a lot of times you'll go in someone's cage match and you'll see um that someone has had this title for years and years and they don't really defend it. You've defended it at least 3 times this year in China and South Korea and Malaysia. So that's very impressive. That's a championship you won in Florida. So that belt has traveled.
Yeah, I brought this with me all around Asia. Um, Shit, I don't even know where I defended it, but it's traveled quite a bit with me. I'm happy
Yeah.
to represent the company and everything. It means a lot, you know. Coming from a small country where pro wrestling basically didn't really exist before like a couple of the companies happened in Southeast Asia.
Mhm.
So it's a pretty big deal, I feel. I don't know.
I mean, a 2,000 plus day title reign is a huge deal regardless. I mean, that's a lot of holding your ground. That's not winning the battle. That's holding the land. That's a longer reign than Roman. You know, we got to acknowledge
Let's
Alexa,
say like
not
that.
Roman.
Yeah.
It's true though. It is true, just objectively. And then before that, you had the Singapore Pro Wrestling Queen of Asia title for a while. That championship's a big deal in big part because you made it a big deal. So could you talk a little bit about Singapore Pro Wrestling and just kind of where you're from and what the wrestling scene is like there? Because a lot of people watching, listening to this is their first exposure to that.
So my base main promotion is with Singapore Pro Wrestling SPW that started back in 2012. And sorry. So yeah, 2012 was when SPW started, but I only found out about it sometime during 2012 and started training with SPW back in 2013. So January of 2013 I started with SPW, and that year August I made my official debut as the first and pretty much the only female pro wrestler for a very very long time. So now these days I do have some girls coming in and all that. Other promotions do have some girls here and there. But I'm happy to say, like, you know, the scene around Asia has grown, that there are more girls. I'm constantly traveling around and meeting like new opponents, which is for the longest time kind of a rarity. I've wrestled many of the girls like for plenty of times, man. I wrestled Crystal in like I think 5 different countries. Crystal's from the Philippines. I think we shared the ring for like 10 times. So that's a pretty big deal in the sense that, you know, there's not a lot of wrestling going around. And yeah, the scene's just slowly been growing, and I'm really happy to see like how it's grown so far since from the beginning. Just so happy.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Kaia, what you had a lot of thoughts about all this. We were talking before we started recording.
I was going to say, even like 10 years ago in America, it was not as easy for women to find wrestling training. You know, I'm a little bit older, and I remember when I was 19, 20 years old, it was just not an option like it is now. It's very widespread in this country. So to see the growth is such a good feeling, right? I think that's really cool. And also, I think it's cool that you travel so much, right? So many people would be like, okay, I'm going to stay in my country. I'm going to wrestle here. But you're like, okay, I got to find new opponents. I got to find more challenges. So I'm going to go wrestle in Malaysia. I'm going to go wrestle in the Philippines. I'm going to go wrestle in Korea. I'm going to go wrestle in Japan, which is super exciting because Japan is like the big hub, it seems to be, in that part of the world. So I admire your hustle, right? You didn't just settle, you kept pushing. I love that.
Yeah, so like early on, with the different companies growing up, they don't have a lot of budget as well. So what I would be doing is actually like I was working many different part-time jobs while studying to kind of like finance this crazy dream to like get myself in different countries as well. Because they just didn't have the budget to fly me over. So I was like, I gotta get experience, I gotta get exposure. I'm just gonna like put myself out there. I was broke for a very long time. Yeah. It's like it's a long road, but I'm so happy. Like everything kind of pays off still.
I mean, I think that's a pretty common experience for independent wrestlers. I mean, where you're not under this big television contract and a lot of people, it's not their full-time job. If it is their full-time job, it's because they have found a lot of different places they can work and they keep working. I definitely, Kaia can speak to this. I mean, it's tough out there for independent wrestlers, and then, doubly so for women because there are fewer booking opportunities. And then, even more so if you are living in an area where there's only a show every 4 to 6 weeks or something like that, or where you have to fly, where you can't. In the U.S., one benefit is, all these states are, most of them are the size of countries and other parts of the world. So you can kind of drive all over the place, and eventually you'll find work as a wrestler. I mean, you do have to put in a lot of miles, but it's not an uncommon thing here. And that's, I don't know. I don't envy all of you is basically what
I
I'm
just
saying.
work and save my money. And then when I have a little bit of money saved up, try to go somewhere different on my own dime. Cause that really is how you get out. And it's when you're stuck or you're isolated, even regionally here, a lot of people get isolated regionally. They're either stuck in Texas or they're stuck in California or they're stuck in the New England area. That's how what you're doing is how people get out everywhere, is you just have to work hard and save your money and invest wisely in yourself. But I love to see that's paying off for you. I saw you had 2 matches at Tokyo Joshi Pro this year, which is super exciting. I love that. What was that experience like?
So that opportunity kind of like came out of the blue. I was actually in May, I had like SPW show and a Thailand show. So that was like all set in stone. And then out of nowhere, I just got a message like, hey, TJPW wants to book you. And I was like, okay, so how is that going to fit into my work schedule? And like, that month's going to be like, I have 2 shows, like how it's going to like fit into that, like between both shows and work. And like, thankfully, Setup was very happy to like, with the opportunity, we're really happy about it. And they were like, yeah, it's cool because we haven't booked flights or anything yet. So things were still like, okay. And yeah, so the show dates, we just kind of confirmed stuff. I was in the midst of leaving my job, so that worked out best. Like the times was like just perfect. I was like, I leave my job, I'm going for SPW show. I'm here in Japan, so it's like the time was like perfect. So yeah, like SPW show was a night before I had my TJPW debut, which was not the most fun of travel plans. So SPW shows happens at night, and TJPW show was in the afternoon, and it's like a 7-8 hours flight. So that
That's
meant
gross.
that I had to be the opening match for the SPW show. After that, I was like, okay, I gotta like plan this perfectly. So I had a car waiting for me downstairs that after the match, I didn't even. Did I even change? Yeah, I think I changed. I had my face paint on still. Rushed down to the car. On the way to the airport, I was like removing my makeup in the car, and then I did the shittiest toilet shower in the public toilet in the airport. I was like putting my head in the sink and washing and all that. And yeah, I made it to the flight. Got to Japan at 6 in the morning with barely any sleep because it was not the best flight ever. And made my debut like a couple hours after. So that was really fun. That was insane. Like it's like kind of like what we all dream of, like that crazy work schedule. I was like, hell yeah. I felt so much like a pro wrestler that month because I had like 4
Right.
matches that month, which is not saying a lot because you
No,
guys
that's
have
a
wrestled
good-
like way more in America.
Relative, yeah. That's a lot. You know,
Yeah.
so-
Yeah, but it's not
Honestly,
a lot
like, if
compared
you
to,
work-
Japan schedule, man.
but if you work once a weekend, like that's a quote unquote full schedule, even here or wherever else. You're always
True.
going to have these people that are working like 3 and 4 days every week. Bless them. They clearly don't have a day job, which is fine.
Yeah, which is
But-
great.
Yeah, I mean, if you're able to construct a schedule where at least you're staying visible like once a week, once every other week, that's consistent work, and that is definitely valid and awesome. Like especially when you have to go way out of your way to find the work. So, kudos.
So that month was insane. I really felt like a pro wrestler.
Yeah, that's I also just like this imagery of, so a while back we had Hoodfoot, a deathmatch wrestler, on the show, and he talked about getting into a car and realizing like, oh, like, or he gets out to use the restroom at the rest area or whatever, and realizes, oh, I have blood, I have glass on me, I have all this stuff. So here you are, not quite that, but you get into the car going to the airport, you're still a skeleton. And you're like, I have to get this off, otherwise I'm going through airport security and I'm going to get on a plane as a skeleton, and this is going to be strange.
I'm definitely
Like
like,
just showing the passport.
Yeah.
It's me, you know.
As long as you have the skeleton paint on in the passport, then you're probably okay. But I can't imagine that's the case.
Like, let me get
I
a
don't know, I
Sharpie
wouldn't
and
mess
just
with-
do that.
I would
Sharpie.
somebody who had half their face like a skeleton. That would just be like, okay, I'm gonna leave this person alone. Like they're on a different level.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, oh my-
I'm like, just go on, go forth.
So let's talk about these matches at Tokyo Joshi Pro, because this is a big deal. Japan, really, the center of the wrestling ecosystem in Asia. You have Tokyo Joshi Pro being one of the top women's promotions there. And you had worked, I believe, had you worked a match with Kamiyu, Yuki Kamifuku before? You had been there maybe in another place, or was this? I
So
forget. Yeah.
that was our 4th match.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we wrestled first 2 time was in Singapore where she lost, and then the second match was when she won.
Right.
And that was so sad because like I was almost 1 year into my reign as the Queen of Asia. I was just 1 day short.
Yeah.
It was literally the day before I lost it, like the year before. I was like, God damn it, I could have made it like 365 days, but like no, it's not 3.
Damn it, Kamiyu.
364. Yeah, damn you, Kamiyu. I'm gonna say that to you when I see you again soon. And bring my parents with me so my parents can scold her.
There we go. That's good.
To be on
Yeah,
site.
and bring your parents in. Asian parents, especially that.
Right. Hey, you can have the title, man. I'm good.
Yeah, this is yours again.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like,
Is
oh
that-
god, mom's here, I'm out.
Is that a goal for you? Is to have that championship again at some point? Is that something that you have in your crosshairs? I guess.
I'm pretty happy right now though, because it's like without the title, I kind of get whatever matches I want in SPW. And I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. Like, so the last show I had in Singapore was I had Miyu Yamashita and Kaia Taribami. They were so much fun. Like, I love it. I tagged with Kaia back in TJ, and like I knew she was fun, but like this was my first time meeting Miyu Yamashita. I was like, that's great, man. Like I love just having the experience to bring in different wrestlers for the fans to meet and all that. And like the list of opponents that I want to wrestle just keeps growing. So I kind of have to find ways to, try to shorten it, which is not happening anytime soon. Because I just meet too many awesome people that want to wrestle.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah, it's so much fun.
you want to try not to get hit with that skull kick from Miyu Yamashita though. That's
I did not get kicked with that, so I'm very happy about
oh
it.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my
Seriously,
for my
you
money.
know, yes.
Yeah, that's I mean, and that'll take your head off. And for my money, that's the best kick in pro wrestling still. I think just
It is.
anybody. And
It's
that's
a commitment to the kick. Like
oh yeah.
she's
Like,
just
you're gonna die.
yeah, it's like there's no question. It's coming, whether you're ready or
Yeah,
not.
I've been like watching so many videos of her like doing that. I'm like, damn, I really want to get a skull kick.
Didn't she
Well,
get
I'm
the
And then
bottom
I was like, oh no, I'm not getting the skull kick. Oh
Oh,
You just have to wrestle again.
there you go.
Gotta
yeah.
wrestle again.
TJPW, if you're listening, you know, me
Bring
in
me
the
in
match
to
with
get my head
Mayor.
kicked.
Yeah. I'm all for it. I'll sign whatever contract you want me to sign. I'll just get my skull kicked like 10 times in a row. It's fine.
You
But contract, the skull kick has to be like worked in the contract terms. Yeah.
that's great. Yeah, like I will work this show for like $10. Just let me. It's you talked about this list growing of wrestlers that you want to face. Who else is on that list now? Not to put you on the spot, but you brought it up. Kaia McKenna?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I'd
would
like to
love
see
to
that.
hop on my broom and take a trip to Singapore. That could be fun.
Yeah.
Could be magical. I have to put it
When
up.
you get yourself towards Asia, let me know because you're on a budget.
Yeah, no, but we were talking earlier about how like important it is to like save your money and plan and go new places and do things, and like that's something I would love to be able to do. So maybe
Save
next
my
year.
money too to get you over.
Yeah,
We can do it halfway. We can make it
meet you
half here
halfway.
and half there.
Sounds
Yeah.
great. I would
I
love
have
to
many
do that.
friends too.
Ooh,
We can get you like Asian tour kind of like going, hopefully.
I would need a handler
need-
for sure.
This
Okay,
sounds
no,
great. I really think this should happen.
Like we're just here booking for Kaia, not for me. Like let's just get her booking right now.
That would be my first international booking, which is pretty crazy. I've had almost 100 matches and I've never wrestled outside of the States.
Yeah.
I thought you did. What?
Mm-mm.
Okay, no.
No.
Oh, so now it's off the table. No. It can't be your first.
Yeah,
one.
you gotta come over to international waters, man. It's so fun.
I want
We're
to
all
so
crazy
badly.
out here.
That's a big goal of
We're
mine
all
for
crazy.
2025.
Hell yeah.
It's
Get
just,
your ass over. Make sure you get those passports stamped, you know.
yeah, I have a passport. It has no stamps because I've only ever been to Canada. And it wasn't even to
Oh my
wrestle. It was to do ring crew.
Why?
Passport to do ring crew.
Oh, this is a conversation.
Oh
we can
no.
Continue later. This is not okay. You have to get out.
Yeah,
Go
we'll
travel.
discuss that later on. Like we need you some like international bookings, you know,
Yep.
Asia, Europe and shit.
Yep.
I would love
I need
to.
to plan Europe, man.
I'd love to branch out, especially
Hell
because
yeah.
I've covered at least 2/3 of America at this point. Like I've worked in at least 2/3 of the territories. So time to expand my horizons, visit different realms per se.
Definitely.
So
I have friends in Europe if you need to.
there we go. Just your Kai's booking agent now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just tell me where to sign. Where's the contract? What's your split? What's your cut?
Like we need to like just
Yeah.
send over like 10,000 messages. It's, like, it's fine.
Alexis Friggin Lee, sports agent over here. I love it.
Show me the money.
Yeah, just ignore them. Like I might just retire from wrestling and just do agency. Like, okay, let's get this like booking going on for everyone.
There's probably
There's
some
too
good
many
money in
people.
Probably a need
man.
for it.
Well, you've made the rounds yourself. I mean, a couple other. I mean, we've mentioned a few of the countries that you've wrestled in. I mean, also Vietnam, the Philippines. I understand there's something exciting coming up in the Philippines. Is this something we can talk about at this point?
Let's just talk about it, cause I don't care.
Heard rumblings.
Hell yeah. So, in Philippines in October, they've announced 2 shows. That's a collaboration between different companies. So there'll be a graveyard shift, which is gonna be hosted by Dr. Gore from Singapore. I don't know what's that doing there in Philippines, but the more important part of it is that there will be this show called Jam of the Joshis, which is gonna be a female-centered show. It's gonna be all female, I hope. I don't know what if they're gonna have some guys in it, but I hope it's just girls.
Kikutaro has a way of working his way into those types of shows.
Will I
So,
meet him?
well, I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
Who
Sorry.
knows? But yeah, so like that show is very interesting. Like I'm gonna wrestle someone new, I guess. There's a whole bunch of girls in Philippines that has just started not so long ago. I've been in Philippines last year, so I think they just started about 2 years ago or something like that. So it's great. It's a growing scene in Southeast Asia, and I guess this is just proof of like what we can do when all the girls in Asia just unite. 'Cause I really want more girls in Asia. Like outside of Japan, there is very, very little girls, and like it's kind of upsetting, but it's great to have seen like how it's growing from like a handful to now there's almost 20, I guess. I don't know. It can all grow, but yeah, it's slowly getting there. So this show hopefully will lead to something bigger, which I have something in mind, which might make me like bankrupt, but we'll see how that leads to. And we'll see what the plan goes. But yeah, so I'm really excited about this show. Really excited to meet my dear friends. And this Philippine show is also the first time I'm actually bringing my parents along with me for a wrestling event. They've only watched me wrestle one time where I got myself almost murdered by Hiroyo Matsumoto. So that was fun. So this is going to be the second time they're going to watch me wrestle and hopefully not see me get murdered. Maybe I'll do the murdering. So who knows, you know? It's going to be a coin toss on what's happening.
And if Kamiyu is there, you know, they can give her a what for about that championship. And
I guess I'll just send my mother in. Just send my mother in to do the battles for me, you know? Just pick the easy 1, 2, 3, you know?
There we go. That sounds good. Hell
For
yeah.
one of the 2 titles that she's holding. That she's beaten me for it. Damn. Yeah, she beat me for 2 titles. It's low-key depressing.
Time to even the score. Let's reframe it. It's your turn. It's your time.
Go back.
Oh man. Well, we know you want to it's later there for you. You probably want to kick back, relax a little bit. So we want to be conscious of your time, but before we promote and let you go, Kaia, is there anything else that you want to ask Alexis before we part ways here today?
No, I love the hustle. Like just hearing your story and like how hard you've had to like work to get out is just so inspirational to me. And just that you've been so like cerebral and strategic with it, like saving your money, planning your moves, like that's cool. Like I'm just so happy that wrestling's growing there for you as well, that there are more women that are starting to come into the scene and it's picking up. Hopefully it just continues to keep getting better and better as the days and months and years go by, right?
I hope so. I was real depressed though after TJPW because I had like no like bookings after that. I was like so depressed.
You just got to keep
But it
hustling.
worked out. Yeah, it worked out. So I have like I went to Malaysia. I just had Singapore, and upcoming I've still got a couple more bookings. So who knows? The year hasn't ended, so I shouldn't be depressed, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe
Natural course of the business though is you have like peaks and valleys. Like you'll have like 2 or 3 weeks where you just feel like you're on top of the world, and then it's just like, and then you're just sitting on your couch like me, right? I'm like, okay, well, and then your next wave comes and you get back into the swing of things. I think it's just very cyclical, and you have to ride the waves of the biz, unfortunately. But fortunately, you get to ride them.
Yeah, the highs, which is awesome.
absolutely.
Need more highs. We should get everyone more highs, man.
Just one straight consistent high, no lows.
That sounds good. I think 2025 is going to be a particularly an exciting year. There's some big events. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we can get you over on this side of the Pacific. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Entire in Asia.
Yes.
Be very good.
Plan. We got the plan.
We
We've
need
got the
some
game
witchery
plan.
here, you know. We need some witching here.
Yes,
A little bit of
that's
magic.
right. That's right. Lucky we have a witch here. All right. Well, we want to give you a chance now to promote anything you want, social media, shows, projects, anything you want to draw attention to. The floor is yours, Alexis.
Honestly, I have no idea. I just have a big carcel shop that I just put some merch on. It's doing pretty well, but do buy and support because I'm very skeptical of my art. I also do my own artwork so I can save more money.
Oh, that's awesome. So does Kaia for the most part. I mean, Kaia will use other artists, but yeah, we have two designers here on the line and me who cannot design a thing.
Okay,
We got a collab.
What happened?
Ah, okay.
There she is.
Collab. We gotta go collab.
was such a-
we
such
just
a
went away for a bit.
It's such a light bulb that so yeah, your Bit Cartel. So people should support this and buy your
Yeah.
art.
Buy my merch because I'm broke.
There we go.
Money.
In
So I can
general,
get
this-
drunk and
Yeah.
depressed again. Because alcohol is expensive here.
What's your go-to drink? Your favorite?
Tequila shots are best because it's fast and it's efficient.
It is efficient. I'm
love
too old for tequila shots anymore. I don't know. I can't do
Tequila.
them.
I like tequila. I used to be a big bourbon person. I was like, I really like
That's
a good
me.
bourbon. And now I'm like, you know what? Actually, I really like a margarita. I really just want a margarita outside on the casino. I've entered
Oh,
the
yeah.
margarita era. So-
Okay, I know where to bring you when you come to Singapore, man. I
There we
gotcha.
Awesome.
We gotta
Oh
get
yeah,
some
margaritas.
Yeah. Just leave a whole bunch of them, a little trail of margaritas, and I'll just follow them all the way to Singapore. Or stumble all the way to Singapore at some point, just dragging myself the rest of the way.
Oh my gosh.
With
Alexis
like
friggin'
100
Lee.
bottles of tequila behind. Just
That's my payday. I'm gonna hit the pay window for 100 bottles of tequila. You got to do it at the end of my tour, though. It's got to be like Evansville. That way, you know you have
It's
me for
before.
all the dates. You've got to have the incentive.
before. You
And
do do it before and after.
Okay.
That's the Singapore way.
I think I like that
drunk
better than the
before
Evansville
and
way. Kev.
I think that's true. Hell yeah. As our guest has said many times and will continue to say, because hell yeah, she's awesome. Alexis friggin' Lee, thank you very much for doing this, for taking the time. It was
Thanks
just
for having me.
it was great chatting
on
with
this
you.
little thing.
Yeah,
Yes, the championship title. Long may you reign.
got to beat Bruno, longest reigning champ of all time.
Oh, coming up on
I'm gonna
Bruno.
be buried with this title, guys.
Oh, Lord willing. Kaia, do you have any parting words of witchy wisdom for us here today?
Honestly, just I was thinking about Alexis speaking of growing her scene and how the girls all work together to build that scene and how important it is to uplift each other in this business because it's very competitive and you can get very caught up in that. So as you go throughout your day today, I just want you to focus on being the reason that someone feels welcome, seen, valued, and heard. Because you never know when someone just needs you to show up for them and be that person.